Today, I want to reveal to you the biggest mistake I made in estrangement. So join me today. I want to share more lessons learned, those that I learned the hard way. Hopefully this will make your journey a bit easier and softer than mine was. So, this journey of estrangement is far from easy, and these tips will help you navigate and give you some insight, maybe into some things that you hadn't thought about before. So that's my goal here. So welcome. I'm glad you're here. Number one, we need to trust the process. I want to emphasize to you the importance of trusting your process, your decisions that you're making every day. This is a healing journey because I can promise you that the goal that you have, in reconciliation with your child, or maybe it's just having a better relationship with them, better communication, it's having all of those things. Those are the things, the end goal that we want. We want more respect on both sides of the relationship. But if you don't focus on your healing journey and you don't focus on trusting your decisions, you're never going to have a straight path forward. It was a hard lesson for me. And you're going to be all over the place like I was, struggling to make a decision, fearing it was the wrong one. And that is going to keep you stuck and it's going to set you backwards. So we have to get to the point where you have to trust your own resilience. Is every decision that you make going to be right? Nope, it's not. Not even close, but that's okay. That's okay. And it is really the culmination. This whole journey is like a culmination of all your decisions, all your actions, your thoughts, and the work that you're going to put into yourself. That's what this journey is. You're going to have good days and you're going to have bad days. However, during this time, all of these things, that is what is your process. That's your process. So if you've been in this for a while and you can look backwards, you can say, oh, I made, that was a good decision. This not so much. Just know that you probably learned from them, right? And that's the important piece here is we need to learn something from this process because we're in it whether we like it or not at the moment. At the moment, we're in it whether we like it or not. So I struggled with my own growth so much, and I struggled with every decision that I made. I thought this is going to be the wrong choice. These are going to be the wrong words. And then you get stuck in that overthinking, and then everything you do, you just get paralyzed, and then you do nothing. And that's usually, what is it, analysis by paralysis or paralysis by analysis, right? So you need to have some confidence in yourself that you are making steps forward in the right direction. And that's so important. Number two is releasing guilt. I've done workshops on this and we talk about this a lot, but I want to just briefly address it today because just that, so it's a very common struggle feeling. Mom guilt is a real thing. And every single mother in this world from the time that they give birth, probably at one time or another, I can promise you, they have felt some sort of mom guilt, whether they were maybe they worked too much or they were struggling with, their own emotions as a parent, maybe their own childhood issues, and you didn't show up the way you would have liked to have, or you didn't have the connection with your kids the way you wish you would have. We can't go backwards. We can't go backwards. And so I promise you that too will have a huge impact on your own well-being, right? It's going to have an impact on your own well-being. And it probably already has, or you wouldn't be watching this. And so we can't allow the overall toll of this unresolved guilt take you over because it will affect your self-esteem. It affects your self-confidence. And then at the core, it's likely your self-worth that needs to be, taken a look at. And so that's something we all need to work through. And so there's always a catalyst for all of these issues in our lives. It's just getting to that core and really working through things and having support, in the process. And so for those of you that, I've never talked to before and we've not had a consultation, there's a link below for a discovery call. It's a 30-minute consultation where I can share more with you. When you're ready for coaching, you're like, I need to do some of this work. I want to talk to you. If that's you, then go ahead. And if that's not you right now, just keep the link for later. It's no problem. Number 3 is no expectations. This is a big one, right? This is a hard one to implement. Once you start, it will be life-changing. So We don't want to make the mistake of holding on to these expectations of another person. And in this case, obviously, your son or daughter. But this goes across the board for everyone in your life. And I struggled with disappointment due to unmet expectations in the relationship with my daughter, just like you. And I had the expectation that just because I was mom, that this relationship should be, perfect, right? This relationship there should be respect on both sides. She should want to be with the family. She should want to get her life together. She should stop hanging out with these bad influences, et cetera, et cetera. Fill in the blank for your situation. But all those expectations leads to stress and disappointment and, honestly, an attachment to an outcome that may not be realistic. So we do this to ourselves. So I want to encourage you to focus on the value of letting go of any rigid expectations that you may have over the relationship with your kids. And we have to accept the present moment. We have to, accept that this is our reality today. I'm living proof that your situation can change. I'm living proof that your daughter or son can change. My daughter's living proof of that. I'm also living proof that addiction can be gone. I'm living proof that God can heal your family. And if he can do it for me, he can do it for you. He's no respecter of persons. It's not because I'm so special. I know how hard this is, but I don't want you to give up. And I'm not going to sit here and pretend that everything's rosy all the time. I know that you have work to do, and it's critical for you to do it. It's critical for the rest of your family and the friends and people that love you in your world, and mostly for yourself. Because you matter just as a woman, just as a child of God, just as who you are. So lastly, number 4, the biggest mistake I ever made, and lesson learned, was trying to control another person. I learned that I can only control me. It's changed so many of the relationships in my life. Some of you who I coach or I hop on a call with tell me that I'm so controlling and I'm a helicopter mom and I'm a drill sergeant mom. That was me. And it was only out of love. It was never out of pure control. Like I thought that's what a mom was supposed to do. But you get to choose your thoughts, and you get to choose your actions, and you get to choose your responses, but you don't get to choose other people's. And so I learned the hard way that I couldn't control those actions or the decisions of my daughter. And this, while some of those decisions that she made were life-altering, I still could not control them. And the weight of that, when I was able to let that go, the weight of that lifted off of me was I felt like I lost 70 pounds all over again. It was unbelievable because there's so much freedom in that. Our job is to focus on our self-control and becoming that 1% better every single day. So we're not going to be perfect. So stop being so hard on yourself and give yourself a break. Some of you need to find a new circle of friends. Truly. I want you to take a hard look at that, because some of you are still associating with people who don't understand what you're going through, and they're giving you bad advice or a really hard time. Not everyone has to understand what you're going through, but as long as they're loving you through it and they're kind, that's awesome. But I hear too many stories about friends who are being very judgmental. Many are doing it in love, but we have to give them a break because they don't understand what they don't understand, and that's okay. But that can all change for you, but it's up to you who you surround yourself with. So take care and God bless.